You know, my okay, my Tumblr.
is actually a vampire.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and all variations thereof. And welcome
Sentence to start on.
to Shadows of Sorcery, Chapter 73, where somebody decided to take my immortal very literally.
Right. It was a very interesting conversation, alright?
Okay.
Elfie should do the recap for that.
No! How dare you throw me under the bus like this?
You threw yourself under the bus.
I was informing you of information that was vital.
I wouldn't repeat on Twitch, just in case.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and all variations thereof, to Shadows of Sorcery. Joining me this evening, our wonderful players, one of whom is still not in Tailspire. The wondrous, the magnanimous, the incredible, the downright fanged Prodigious Maximus, as played by Elfie.
Bar, XD, glomps.
We haven't heard that in
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm in a mood today.
Yes.
You can tell.
I'm gonna glomp
The
everyone.
one who's going to be sued by gods, apparently. It is Darren, as played by Lion.
Goran no sponsor no teikyo de okarishimasu.
I will assume that whatever you just said does not breach Twitch terms of service.
No.
Preparing for the worst and hoping for something that is a little less than the worst. It's Ingvar Svan, as played by Lydia.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Back on home turf, it's Arcus the Librarian, as played by Zarian.
I just think everyone would be a lot happier if they had a persona.
And last but not least, joining us for their second session, it's Hickory, as played by Kelu.
Me gay.
Who wants to do the recap? Nobody? No one? No one at all? Fine. Last we left off, our party of intrepid adventurers were engaged in pitched combat with the Baroness Vorsina Utrecht Hamora in the middle of the Cathedral to Metno, an ancient ruined temple that has been sundered through time. You fought pit fiends, imps, constructs, simulacra, and overcame it all through the power of extreme explosives.
Oh.
And now, you all stand within the Wandering Library, a space beyond general dimensions that is currently empty save for you and a holographic figure before you. You came here through the portal that, unfortunately, you did not manage to stop in time before it was opened, or became more of a hazard than anything else. But now the portal has closed behind you, and the five of you are left standing in this opulent gold and marble entrance hall to the Wandering Library. Before you sits a hologram, a illusory projection, if you will, of an ancient wizard wearing long, flowing blue robes, holding a spell book and a casting focus, who looks down on you all and goes, "Welcome to the Wandering Library. I am The entire illusory projection explodes in sparks and smoke, and before you, in its place, sits the figure and form of an ancient deity who looks down upon you all with sharp gaze, talons twitching at his side, great wings spreading out and through the walls behind him as he towers over you all, looks down upon you and says, "Who dares enter this place of sacred knowledge?" What are you all going to do?
Yeah, look at librarian.
I immediately go down like one knee because there is a thumping pressure in my head.
I will say, I would like everybody very quickly to give me a religion check.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the one. I'm really good at religion.
You should be. 19 for
I'm
me.
a paladin.
Yep.
As a 10 from me.
Okay.
That's an 8.
I'm not very religious.
I guess that makes sense for Inkball.
15.
Okay. So, we have at least one natural one in here. So, Hickory, you look upon this giant bird, and your first thought is, I need to scare this thing away.
Yeah.
Because you are a scarecrow, and that's what you do. And you're not in a field, you're in a really weird, like, place with white walls and shiny metal everywhere. But this thing is a giant bird. And your immediate instinct is this thing needs to leave. You don't know why, but it needs to leave. Lying, Elfie, you both recognize this vision immediately. This is Invict, god of innovation and knowledge. One of the Septim, the 7 prime deities of this world. In a form that is relatively more comprehensible to mortal minds. Librarian and Ingvar. This is a god. Of that you have no doubt, though of which divinity you are not entirely certain. But the power and pressure that is radiating off of this figure is so immense that there is no mistaking the power of a deity, essentially. Hickory, what do you do?
Great question. I think, yeah, so knowing that this bird, or thinking that this bird doesn't belong here, and just having escaped from this ridiculous fight at the moment, from before, Hickory, I think, will, like, naturally he's kind of slumped over to make himself look, like, smaller, because he's, like, 7 foot tall. He, like, stretches up to his full height, and he takes the scythe, from behind his back and kind of like threateningly points it at the bird and starts like stalking forward very slowly towards it. Because you can recognize that it is a big bird and it is like trouble. But he still wants to like make sure that the bird knows that like.
So you are attempting to intimidate, essentially.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Roll me an intimidation check.
Oh, we're all gonna die.
They're young to die.
That's fine. I just waited for people.
I'm also too young to die. I'm only 54.
Okay. That is, considering you only have a +1 to intimidation, that is a relatively respectable intimidation check.
He's a tall guy with a big scythe. I mean, come on.
Okay. What is everyone else doing in this moment?
Can I ask them a question?
Mm-hmm.
I'm very sorry, but I don't know your divine name. Could we introduce each other? I'm the head librarian. These are my guests.
The eyes of this creature narrow. I would like you to roll me a deception check.
Why am I rolling a deception check?
Because you are not the head librarian.
Do I know that?
You do know that. You are not the head librarian, you are a librarian, and that makes a big difference.
Okay.
And you are aware of this. But roll me a deception check. So, since you have stated this.
Cool, I didn't know that was my character. That is a 23.
That is a 23. That is respectable. What is everyone else doing in this moment? Other than Darren being on their knees.
Walking in awe, I guess?
Okay. Prod? You know who this figure is.
Prod sees the scarecrow kind of begin to move towards this hologram and is just gonna kind of like gently grab the back of their clothes just to sort of keep them in place, being like,
Okay.
I don't think you know what's going on here. But
Okay.
Prod is like sort of almost readying to fight.
Okay.
There's no.
So, intimidation 17, deception 23. I will tell you now, there is no way to intimidate or deceive this being. It is a deity. How well you do on your attempts will dictate how this being perceives and interacts with you going forward. Like, at the end of the day, this thing is a god. That there is no real way to, like, at your current level, there is no real way to make up that difference between yourself and it. What I will say is this. As you step forward, Hickory, as you step forward with this, you have like the scythe over your shoulder. You feel Prod grab you by like the back of your tunic, and that stops you. But you still have that sort of readiness, like, and the vacant void that is your eyes and the pumpkin that is your face doesn't really betray much in the way of emotion. But there is that sort of intense intimidation aura that you are trying to project forward, which usually will scare most birds away. This one doesn't necessarily seem phased. But you do hear a whisper in the back of your mind, and we'll get to that in a moment. Librarian. Invict, whose name you know not, turns to you. his eye narrows, the one good eye that sits behind this sort of mechanical oculus. And you feel it sort of, you feel that gaze pushing into your soul, into the core of your being. And suddenly you come away with two pieces of information. One, this is the god of knowing. To know oneself and to know others. And this god knows you intimately. Every corner of your soul is laid bare in this moment. It knows everything from the moment you were born to the moment you signed that contract less than 5 minutes ago in Metano's name. But you also come away with the knowledge that this is Invicta. That this is the god of innovation, of knowledge, of things beyond the boundary of mortal knowing. And that, given what Invicta represents, staying on his good side, or at the very least maintaining some form of decorum in this space, will help a lot. Darren, as you lay eyes on this figure, you feel this intense pressure, as if someone has grabbed you by the back of the head and is forcing you down on your knees. You feel your scales bristle all across your body. It's like,
I didn't even know they could do that.
oh yeah, no, you feel them flex. It's like when you it's like when you get goosebumps, but that effect.
It's like when a cat is trying to scare something.
Yes, yes, it is. But that effect is magnified tenfold. And you feel a voice in the back of your head go, "You're not one of mine." Librarian, what do you do having...
Very real quick. I'm presuming I know the connection between Invicta and Copper Dragons.
You have seen passages and information on that in passing. It is not unknown mythology. Librarian, knowing this information, how do you react?
I'm presuming that they were not here when I was in the library, to my knowledge.
To your knowledge, you have never seen this figure in the library before.
I mean, I take a knee and I say thank you for watching over the library and my daughter.
Okay. All
I
right.
know that he's viewed like my whole soul, right?
You feel as if your entire soul has been laid bare in front of this figure. There is nothing you could have done to prevent that. And you know that
didn't even ask
intimately.
consent.
I guess I want to say something to him then. I'm sorry to invade the space you've been watching over, but I can see that you now know me. You know I only want two things in this world. To do right by my daughter, and to do right by the world. And even though my last act before I entered here was to involve the Celestials and the Divine, it was the only way I could see forward.
You hear though the figure in front of you does not move, you hear a creaking laughter. Not mocking, just gentle creaking laughter in the back of your mind. Hickory. This is what you hear. You showed defiance, little one. So new to this world, unshackled by the bounds of your creation. I am suitably impressed. You may continue your existence.
Hickory just kind of like stares and feels like the grab on the back of his tunic, so he relaxes somewhat and lets the scythe, like, it's still swung over his shoulder, but his shoulder and like the arm relax a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Darren, what is your reaction to those words you just heard?
Well, presuming that I know very well that there's at least some connection between Invict and Copper Dragons, and right now my scales feel like they're trying to fall off. I can't really think clearly at the moment. Could you please stop what you're doing? If you're doing anything to me.
You feel...
I will gladly have a conversation if I can think straight.
You feel a tug on some hidden part of your subconsciousness, and the pressure that is enveloping you vanishes. As you feel yourself able to sit up properly, you come to the realization that whatever that was, it was not necessarily of Invict's doing. That was a reaction specifically of the body you currently inhabit. And whatever Invict just did alleviated that, but did not remove the true compulsion behind it.
What are you? To me?
Prod. You have...
Prod at this point kneels.
You kneel. Okay, you kneel. Fair enough. You kneel.
Prod kneels.
How is the paladin like the second last person to kneel in the crew?
Okay. Prod was sort of more concerned about making sure our friend the Scarecrow... I don't think we've been introduced yet, so I actually have no idea what your name is.
I'm not even convinced he can talk.
That's
I
fine.
don't think he has talked yet. So.
Not people.
Sort of making sure there wasn't like an attack gonna happen, and now he's like kneeling. He kneels in the position that he kneels for normally for Callist, and it's like let me glow with like paladinly aura, so they know that I'm a good boy. That's kind
okay.
of. He's not going to say anything, but.
Okay, and Ingvar, you're just kind of in awe right now, right?
Yeah, I don't think anyone's actually explained out loud who this guy is yet, have they?
A couple of people have spoken out loud, but you haven't heard anything back. Like you had that initial "what are you doing here" reverberate through your skulls, but you didn't hear anything verbal.
So he just kind of looks up at the big ass fella. Just who are you?
Okay. As you all sort of start settling into who this figure is, you, Ingvar, you take in the form of a workman, essentially. A bird, a massive bird with wings, but also he's wearing a blacksmith's apron. He's got a heavy hammer at his side. He's got a prosthetic leg and what looks like a prosthetic arm as well. This is someone who has seen and done many things in the service of others. And you feel this sort of gentle reverberation behind your sort of eyes of, I am the inspiration behind innovation, the repository of knowledge for all mortal beings. I am that which whispers in the night and brings about great mastery over all things, invention and creation. That is the answer you get.
Huh. He just kind of blinks in response, unsure what to say.
Okay. Prod, you are kneeling. And you hear in the distance, because you are relatively well attuned to this sort of divine energy, you hear in the distance, "Oh, for heaven's sake, brother, let them up."
Ah, good. I don't say that, but that's what I'm thinking.
The
yeah.
general pressure in the room eases. The various visions that you all felt in this space, the various voices that you heard, all retreat from you as the figure in front of you shrinks in size. Not immensely, not immediately, but slowly and surely becomes a much more approachable figure. And this time you hear the voice echo out into the room at large as the god Invicт says, "I see you intend no harm to this space, mortals. You may approach. Come. We have much to discuss, and some of you have many, many questions, and my time here is limited." And he beckons you all with one clawed hand.
Sort of stand, keeping a hand on the scarecrow. Like, no, not yet.
I approach.
Okay, you approach.
Shakily get to my feet and nudge closer.
Okay.
I offer you a hand because you seem stressed.
Crossroads Librarian, Ingvic says, eyeing you, Arcus. You have spent the most time here out of any. Though the attempted deception in regards to your status in this library was brave, I will admit. You may yet earn that title, should you wish it. What would you ask of me? And I will give you answers twice. So pick your questions wisely.
I think Arcus is gonna ask the question that he's been looking for the answer to for like hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me the solution to the 3 problems. How do I save my daughter, the Celestial, and the library?
I can give you the solution to 2 of those things.
I want it to be the same solution.
There is no same solution. They are all different. Which of these is most important to you?
The Celestial and my daughter.
There is a profound silence. Very well. In order to save those which you treasure most, the lives that you feel most connected to, your daughter and the Celestial are inextricably linked. Their life forces tied together so tremendously. But they can be disconnected from the library itself. They can live independent and free for as long as your daughter has life in her bones, the Celestial would live. And for as long as the Celestial has ichor running through his veins, your daughter shall survive. The library, however, once this process is complete, shall be rent asunder. In order for the library to be maintained, one of them must stay. There is a chamber at the center of the library, which contains both the Celestial and your daughter. Within it, a series of runes carved on a throne, which connect them both to the library itself. The disruption of this ritual, which has been kept running perpetually for the past 1,000 years, will allow them to free themselves from the bonds of the library. But the cost is one that may be far higher in time. Invict turns to you now, Hickory. A creature of mortal construction, finding conscience for the first time. Tell me, young one, what would you ask of me?
Hickory pauses and thinks.
Might I request that you turn your microphone volume up a little bit, Kelu?
Hello. Hello.
Hi, there you are.
I'll just get closer. Hi. You know of me. You know of my origin, yet we've never met. How much of me has been my choice?
Asking the difficult questions, aren't you? how much of free will is mine? God, okay.
In a D&D scenario?
In a D&D scenario, how much of my choice has truly been mine, or is it all down to my creator? Ooh. Okay.
Damn.
This is also, I think, the first time he's ever spoken, so that's pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah. Okay.
I just go,
What does Hickory's voice sound like?
Yeah.
It's like, it's fairly raspy and quiet, I would say. I think in part because like he's come to realize like this is someone super important, so he's a little intimidated himself at this point, but he also wants to be gentle.
And also his vocal cords are made of straw.
That too, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Invict's eye bears down on you and goes, from the moment your binding stone was removed, each choice to live, to thrive, to grow and change has been your own. Your destiny is your own to choose, as it has been in the months past, before which you were simply a construct designed to guard a field. Now, you are whatever you wish to be, and whatever you wish to be may take a long time to answer.
Hickory doesn't say anything in response, and obviously his face doesn't change, but you can tell that he's pleased with the response.
Okay. Invict turns to you, Darren, as I assume you step forward.
Somewhat nervously.
Okay.
Have I offended you? I feel like I've offended you in some fashion, but I know not how.
You hear this creaking, croaky laugh, like a raven chuckling. No, little one, you have not offended me. If anything, I am impressed at your resolve to carry through what this form pleases you with. Though I will admit, a little bit of surprise to see such a resplendent set of scales on someone I had not deemed worthy to carry them. But I am not offended. The drive and resolve that you had to create your own is far more than enough for me to find interest in your existence. And I congratulate you on a job well done. And you also feel a sudden snap as something in your subconscious breaks. And you hear in the back of your mind, this is unnecessary for you. And you feel something removed.
New top surgery just dropped.
Sure.
Top. Right.
Top surgery. Sorry.
Oh my god! They took their dick!
In your subconscious!
They took the idea of cock!
Oh my god.
Don't mind me, just trying to go for something as a character here. I have a feeling I have more questions than could be answered in a lifetime of you, so I'm going to try and just ask one of the oldest ones. Are you why I have magic now? Or was it someone else? It just happened, and I've never known why.
You see a shadow pass across Invict's features for a moment, before you hear another voice, a different voice, lighter, more feminine, go, "Magic is innate to all creatures. The willingness and desire to harness it. Now, that is what changes."
Do I hear this?
You do hear this,
Or
Rod.
do I get... Yeah, I do. Sorry, I just wink over at you. I'm just like... Be like... That's my god. She's hot.
Okay, is there a tithe I should be paying to you? Is there a ritual, like, doing other prayers I should be saying to you? I feel like I kind of owe you something.
Dude, never say that to a god, man. I don't say
Says
that.
the paladin.
The amusement in the air is palpable. Invict's eye turns to you, Prod. The implication of the look is clear. What do you want to know?
Can I have 2 questions or just the one?
You can only have 2 questions.
Okay, 2 questions solid. That's all I wanted. I have 2 questions for you, please. Pretty, please. How do I bring the magic back? And also, how do who are my family?
Okay. Invict pulls a scroll of some sort from the ethereal projection that is his body and unrolls it, and you watch as this long line of genealogy, like massive family tree, starts to unroll in front of you. It ends with 2 portraits. On one side is you, Prodigious Maximus. And as you look at this scroll, it's a good 15 feet long at this point, from where it starts in Invict's claw to where it ends at your feet. And you look at it, and there is more that carries on under his claws, basically. There's still more scroll. Like, this is a comprehensive, exact piece of knowledge.
Go back far enough, it stops being orcs.
You see at the bottom your name, Prodigious Maximus, along with a slightly holographic a holographic portrait of your head. So like when you look around it, it kind of turns, like those holographic cards.
Yeah, like those little things.
Yeah.
Go, woo. Yeah.
Next to
Definitely
it,
not like those things from the popular Wizard franchise.
What?
Who?
Definitely not
Nope.
like those portraits from the popular Wizard franchise.
I don't know
No.
what popular Wizard
no.
franchise you're talking about.
Anyway,
No idea.
Anywho.
Sorry, bro.
Worst Witch, of course.
Oh! Yeah, no, the Worst Witch. Yeah, fair enough. You see your portrait. Next to it, you see a portrait of a tall, muscular orc with wearing what looks to be priestly robes in the colors of Tenor. Not a paladin, possibly a cleric, and your portraits are joined together by portraits of your parents. On the left is a young orcish woman, and I will note for you, these are accompanied by dates. Your birth date, your sister's birth date, who is 3 years older than you, your parents' birth and death dates. Over your father's side, a strapping old orc with long grey beard, 2 massive battle axes over his shoulders, an amulet which sits around his neck with these crossed axes through the trunk of an old tree. An amulet very similar to the one that you're wearing.
Yeah.
And the title, General Calder Anthoran.
General Calder and Thoran. Does that ring any bells?
First Lord of the House Anthoran. Next to it, his wife. General Inata Anthoran. First Lady of the House Anthoran. Their deaths are noted about 6 years after your birth. The names do not ring a bell.
All of that is like burned into my mind now. But my sister could still be around. There's no death date on her.
There is no death date on her.
Is there a name?
There is. There is a name. Her name is Senna Anthoran.
notes noises.
I am writing these things down.
You mean you didn't plan this?
Of course not.
Yeah.
You think
Cool.
I planned these things?
Of course they did. Of course they did.
The one thing you will note is that both your parents hold a military rank. As their titles, they hold military and nobility, but not royalty,
That's
as far as you can tell.
fine. Beautiful. Prodigious nods. Because he's aware that gods can be tricky, and if he asks another question to do with this piece of paper, the god may not answer his other question, so he just nods.
In regards to the magic you seek to restore, that is a question that I cannot answer, for I do not have that knowledge. It is a conundrum that myself and my sibling have been attempting to figure out for some time.
Can you tell me the cause? At least.
Yes. 1,000 years ago, and all of you watch as the library around you dissolves into mist, and you are suddenly in the middle of a battlefield. You see red horizon, massive floating towers flying across the sky. You see giant war machines thundering across churned up, muddy desert flats. You see gaunt trees, broken and skeletal. You see armor strewn across the battlefield. Skeletons, you see devastation. Standing on a mighty mechanical winged beast in the distance, you see Invicт, with a bloody stump where his arm used to be, and an intact leg. Beside him, with a pair of massive sickles, stands his sister, Calliste, who has one massive scar over her eye. Both of these figures are heavily damaged, as a giant golem of some sort is attempting to crush their existence at the moment. Beyond that, you see a giant platform covered in arcane sigils with glowing spheres and crystals all over it, that is slowly pulling everything into it. I need everyone except Hickory to give me a perception check.
Three.
Dirty 20.
Okay. Ingvar, Darren, and Arcus. This is the Ashfold. You're standing in the Ashfold, long before it became the grey, dusty desert that it is now. And in the center of it, and you know that that is the center of it, is this giant machine that is, as you watch it, you, Arcus, you have magic vision. You can see ley lines and the like. And you're watching as this machine is pulling and twisting a central nexus of ley lines into itself. And as you all watch this machine, you can see various shimmering pieces of reality split and shift and move around the battlefield. For a moment, one of them passes in front of Callist and Invicт, and instead of these giant warrior birds, these giant Kenku, you see glowing pillars of light that are blazing out of control, and then that sort of shard of reality vanishes, and they're back to being this form, this pair of forms that are sort of jamming weapons into this giant golem structure. On the other side of the battlefield, you see a different creature, a different being. This tall, 4 crystalline wings, heavy black robes with gold trim, stands on top of this giant pillar of ice, reading from a massive spell book that stands in front of him. You see this pillar of ice has little alcoves in it from which stream hundreds of spirits of the dead. Prod, roll me a religion check again.
You can do it if you try really hard. That's a 16.
16. That is Metano. It's, to you, that is it. This is, you come to realize, the final confrontation between gods and mortals before the cataclysm. Or during the cataclysm, actually. You are standing in a projection of the last battle, essentially. You watch as, from up on high, this massive meteorite thunders down through the stratosphere and slams into this machine, only for a massive bubble shield to appear around it, barely denting it. And you see thundering down, riding that meteor, a draconic winged sort of strange figure that you are not entirely familiar with, but must be another deity, as they thunder through the clouds on this meteor. As the meteor impacts on this shield bubble, the bubble holds, the meteor disintegrates, and then you watch as this draconic winged figure slams this massive blade into the shield itself, and you watch as the entire thing shatters like glass. With a swing before jumping away from whatever this machine is, you watch as this figure with its giant Buster Sword style weapon slashes one of these giant crystal stems. It cleaves off, falls to the ground. You watch as Callist sprints forwards under this machine and pulls out these giant sickles. You watch as she casts something, and the sickles double in size to a pair of massive scythes, which she swings in front of her as she slides beneath the machine. You watch as whatever the core of this machine is crackles and sparks and suddenly explodes and detonates. Callist slides out the other side. You see one of her shoulders is badly burned. There's blood matting through her feathers. As she sprints away, you watch as the machine's sparks just detonate. the entire battlefield is wiped and flattened. You watch as a massive bolt of energy surges out and strikes Callist right between the shoulder blades. This golden energy. And then there is a sudden silence as the battlefield dissolves into mist, and you all once more find yourselves in this library entranceway.
Can I turn to my god and be like, "Are you okay?" I just want to ask her with like pure and genuine love.
There you see a flash. You see a vision, a very brief vision. A place that you have seen before, an empty, glassy black void with Callist in purple robes surrounded by treasure and nothing else.
Yeah.
And you know there is a reason that your god has two sides to her coin, and that strike is the reason.
Mm.
And that is all the information you're going to get on that question, I'm afraid.
That's all of it. That's solid. That actually answers most of the questions I've had in this campaign.
We never saw Elfie again.
Invicт turns towards you now, Ingvar, as you're seemingly hanging back from the rest of the party. His mechanical eye narrows and focuses on you. Do you have a question to ask?
He just kind of looks up at the look. Oh wait, he's drunk. Never mind. He looks at him and just goes, "What do you know of me?"
Everything. And you feel your soul bared.
So you know what happened to me. Can you tell me why they had to die?
Mortal greed.
Maybe.
You hear a faint chuckle before Invicт continues. Mortal greed is one of the most common reasons that mortals die, and it's not your own fault. To them, and you see a set of 3 people appear in the palm of Invict's hand, 2 of which you already know about and are already dead by your hand. One of them is Lord Gabriel Blackwood. The other is the Baroness. The third is Evan Lorne, the assassin who escaped you in Farenholm. And he displays these small projections in his palm, and he says, "Mortal greed is one of the most insidious killers in your world. There is no had to, there is no divine repentance or reason for the deaths of mortals. We try to stay out of mortal affairs these days." One moment.
At least.
OBS has disconnected.
Oh
no.
Uh-oh.
Yep, stream dead.
Uh-oh.
Oh heck.
But I can still talk to you guys, which means it's not my internet connection. Okay.
Huh.
We
Twitch being
should be back. Twitch is being Twitch. Twitch is being weird. Okay. Right. Yes. What were you going to say?
Nope.
Ingvar?
There it goes.
No?
Stream is offline.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
No.
Twitch, what the hell? Hold on. Is the YouTube side of things still running?
I
No.
haven't got-
God.
No, it's your OBS that's had a blip.
No, it is just Twitch because YouTube is still running fine, apparently. The YouTube side of things just seems to be perfectly functional, and Twitch is just having a day, apparently. No, I expected this stuff yesterday, considering I did a 12-hour stream, but no, apparently today is when it's not happy. Hold on, let me double
Used up all
check
your hours of good
my
internet time.
Apparently, Twitch, what the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna stop my Twitch stream and restart it. No, OBS cannot... Okay, there we go. Starting stream. Hopefully... It's fine. The YouTube side of things still seems perfectly fine, which is where it's archived anyway, so... Yeah. Okay, there we go. We're back, we're live, we're back on Twitch. Right, sorry about that, everybody. Minor technical difficulties? Technical difficulties, yes. Technical difficulties. Anyway. Right, Ingvar. What were you going to say?
Yeah. He was going to say thank you, and at least he has a proper face to whoever, because he knows the assassin.
Yes.
So now he has a target.
Yes, you have seen the assassin before. The person, well, person is a stretch. The devil who dealt with your family, as it were, was a Rakshasa that you know exactly where they are. Currently recuperating in hell. But you also know now that the people responsible are the leaders of the Carnifex Syndicate, who you have been hunting for the past, well,
Forever.
most of your past 6 months-ish.
Yeah. So he has a target. He knows not to ask any more questions, but at least
You have
when he
one more
finds the
question
assassin, he's
to ask, if you wish.
asked two.
Did you?
Because I asked what he knew of him, and then I asked why they had to die. That was two questions.
I would say that first one doesn't really count. That's more of a, like... Yeah, I'll allow you one more question if you would like to take it.
I didn't have any more questions.
Well, you don't need to take it if you don't want to. That's up to you.
Yeah, because all the questions he now has is for the assassin.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, presumably the God of Knowledge might also know it.
No, he just shakes his head and just
Okay.
give it back. Just a little bow or whatever.
Mm-hmm. All right. With that, Invicт turns back to you, Arcus, and says, whatever your decision, remember this. Your choice will always have repercussions, whether for yourself or for others. If you can see a way through this, that I cannot, I bid you take it, but I am very rarely wrong. And the god Invictus disappears. Placed once again with the static projection, illusory projection of Edric Fox.
I'm gonna surprise you.
Okay, party. How are we feeling? What are we doing?
Just a little bit of piss.
Just a little bit of piss. Just a little bit of piss.
Just a little bit of piss. Look, we just had a conversation where we saw the end of the world. A lot of revelations are happening. A little bit of piss is gonna come out.
Also, one more thing that I will mention for you, librarian. When you were in that sort of projection of the war, you recognized some of those flying towers and the mechanism that you saw. A lot of that was similar arcane engineering to what Edric was working on.
So I'm to infer that he kind of made weapons for this divine war almost.
It's very possible that, if not Edric himself, then many people working within the city of Praxis would have been building weapons to fight the divine, essentially. Or in some way capture and detain the divine.
Oh boy.
And in later years, a lot of the rest of you would know this, while the librarian might not, because he's been stuck in the library for like 800 years-ish. But in later years, the history of the Second Cataclysm sort of came out bit by bit. And it essentially revolved around the fact that a lot of mortal mages and sorcerers and wizards came together and attempted to use divine magic for their own purposes. And that's where a lot of the Cataclysm was fueled from, and why the Divine Gate was built. So that divine magic would be less accessible and less usable by mortals. Just like abyssal magic was locked behind the Abyssal Gate.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of books are in this bookshelf over here?
Which bookshelf? That one?
The one to our left, yeah.
That one, you take a look at it, and it seems to contain mostly general histories of the various countries and continents across Rathan. You also note that it contains an index in regards to various locations and various bits and pieces that are contained in the library itself.
Neat. I'm gonna go over there and I'm going to slump down to the floor against it.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. You slump down to the floor against this heavy sort of rosewood bookcase. What's everybody else doing?
I'm just gonna be quiet for a bit.
That's fair. I think I was wondering how to drag somebody out of hell.
Okay.
By their teeth, preferably.
Okay.
Any books for that?
If you wanna
There's an index
go
over here.
look, You can.
I'm gonna go over to the librarian and say, didn't you mention that there was a dark evil thing that lived in the library, and should we be looking out for it?
Turned out to be the golem that we defeated.
Oh.
Can we double check?
Sure. I go over to one of the terminals
Okay.
and I write in there, is the creature still here, Delia?
I would like you to roll me a. Well, no, it's since it's you.
Do I need to roll to talk to my daughter?
That depends
Roll
on a
persuasion to get
variety
her
of
to pick up your
factors,
call.
but for this moment, I'm going to say no. You open up this like illusory panel, on like this little terminal to the side. Type that in. You get a short answer back, which is no. It is no longer in the library.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was the Baroness's doing. She somehow got it in here to steal the ring. That's how she got it.
You also get another piece of information from this, though, which is, however, library defenses are active.
Yeah, I expected that with the little recharge I gave you. It's probably a good thing those are on, even if we have to try and get past them.
And lastly, you get target recognition offline.
That could be more of an issue.
Well, we're here. Firstly, actually, I turn to Hickory. You can talk.
Oh yeah, who are you?
Who are you?
I saw you help us out back there, but I don't think I caught your name.
Yeah, we should probably address the scarecrow in the room.
That feels like an odd thing to say, but sure.
Hickory, kind of, if he could blink, he would blink, and says, I have chosen the name Hickory. Hi.
Hi, Hickory.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
I mean, good question, you know.
I don't think I've ever met like a sentient harvest golem before. That's interesting.
Thing. You. He goes on to look around, and he says, I should probably explain exactly how I got here, huh?
Honestly, you are not the weirdest person this party has been in a room with.
Is that's
We once had
thing,
someone who
right?
fought people using doors.
Oh, that sounds nice. Good? Not good. Good? Good. I've been... Well, following you sounds like a bad thing, but I've been watching... No, that also sounds bad.
This does sound pretty bad. Is there a reason you've been following and watching us?
Well, I was first angry with you all after you killed sounds like a bad word as well, but as I was on my journey to try and return the favor, I realized that I don't think I felt that way after all, and I kind of wanted to help you, so it's just been difficult to try and approach you after, well, everything.
I'm a bit lost. Why did you want to hurt us originally? What did we do?
You might have killed me
Oh.
Uh,
In
Darren,
the swamp.
The librarian pulls out the remaining energy capsules we harvested from the harvest scroll. Did
Hickory.
you want these back?
yeah, you see a set of small, essentially green swirling marbles that are in a like tube that would fit perfectly in a small slot in your arm that has been vacant.
Hickory, like, stares at them and is like, keep them. For now, at least.
That feels wrong. That
I mean,
feels
it
a little
doesn't seem
wrong.
like- It
That's
doesn't seem like they
saying keep
need
my
them.
kidney.
I am worried, I guess. Right now, I am enjoying being how I am now, but if this were to be part of me, would I be how it was before?
Oh, it was this like changing you or something? I thought this was just like a magical battery.
It's not a battery. I should probably provide context to what this actually is, because some
Might
people
help.
seem to have forgotten. Okay, this is something called Nature's Vice. Something that a harvest construct carries in a small deployable, essentially like kind of like a paintball gun. Nature's Vice is a small piece of crystallized nature magic that is a druidic weapon, essentially. It essentially casts Entangle on a specific location without needing to use a spell slot. It is essentially just a weapon. You remember, Arcus, one other thing was removed from the Harvest construct when you guys defeated it back in the swamp, back in Lurkmire. And that was a small red crystal on a golden chain that was tied around the internals of the Harvest construct. And Horace has that. But you've no idea where Horace is.
Oh, yeah, our friend, I think, stole your heart and ran away. So sorry about that one.
He also stole the donkey.
Yeah, we like that donkey.
Hickory.
We cherished it and kept putting it in horrendously dangerous positions where it could easily die from one hit. We loved it so much.
In fairness, I think that's just life for us, really.
I do also put myself in dangerous positions where I could die in one hit, you're right.
Do I recognize Hickory?
Yeah.
Specifically, do I remember if I was the one that dealt a killing blow? Because I do a lot of those.
You do not remember whether you dealt a killing blow. You do know that this Harvest construct, while wearing very different clothing to what you saw back then, because back then it was just a scarecrow to you, the Harvest construct is very similar in build and design. From what you can tell, it looks very... The pumpkin looks fresher, but the rest of it looks about the same, other than the clothing. It's still carrying that massive scythe over its shoulder, which you do remember really hurts.
You know what? I've got bigger problems to worry about right now.
Well, you just seem lovely.
Yeah, you helped us out back there at least, and you don't want to hurt us anymore, which is always a good thing. Usually people want to hurt us, which is the opposite
yeah,
of a
and
good
anything
thing.
we don't have to imminently stab in the room is fine.
Well, I appreciate that. I am also glad that you were no longer trying to attack me. I'm very happy about that part. As for my heart, Hickory places like the hand over like where it should be. I still feel things, so I guess don't worry about it.
I mean, you feel like you still have what would equate to a heart, Hickory.
Yeah.
But also, you're not entirely certain how fleshy anatomy works.
Yes.
So you've had to like take in like what is in the place where you assume a human heart would be. There is something there, so that must be a heart, you know?
It's fine. I had a backup. Yes. Also,
Okay.
Hickory points to his face and is like, and I also carved this new face to show that I don't want to hurt you anymore. So I made it a smile, just for you guys.
Oh, that's
Oh, that explains the fractions.
lovely. I've seen art of this smile, haven't I? And it's like a little
Yes.
bit creepy.
It's a little bit creepy. It's a little bit creepy, yes.
Do you mind if I just like make that a bit fresher for longer? I can like preserve that with some magic if you want.
Oh, yes, please.
I want to do some magical tinkering just so the pumpkin lasts for longer. Preservation magic.
Sure. Roll me
Not
an
much
Arcana
longer.
check.
It's a minor spell. Yeah.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Wait, what the fuck? Why do I have? Okay, you know what? Oh, I forgot I leveled. So that's a 21.
Okay. Yeah, you could. I mean, you think you could probably make this pumpkin maybe last indefinitely, but it wouldn't be removable. Or you can make it last for like a month, and it would be removable.
I'll do a month. I feel like permanent visage is a little bit too past the point of what I just got for like consent, you know?
Yeah, let's not make decisions for others right now.
1 sec, I'm gonna Minecraft Curse of Binding you. Hold still.
He like leans toward you silently. His like creepy smile like gets up in your face, but he isn't.
It's less
trying to be
up
intimidating.
in your face and more down in your face
Down into
as
the face,
like,
yeah, like leaning
Hickory
over.
leans over you with this pumpkin just staring down at you. What does Arcus see behind the pumpkin in Hickory's eyes? Does he see anything?
Oh, is that a me question?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, it just looks completely dark. Like you can't see anything behind it. Like it's just pure inky blackness.
Okay.
I'm doing like some little magical effects over the pumpkin. Does it like light up anything inside, Kalu?
You think you see like a few like something that's kind of outlined in there, but you can't tell if it's like something inside the pumpkin or if it's just kind of like your imagination.
Oh, the line between dark pumpkin flesh and whatever is inside is blurred to me. I see.
Yes. Yeah, the slight glow of your sigils is not enough to illuminate whatever is inside the pumpkin.
I cast Wizard Flashbang at 5th level.
Everybody in the room is blind.
Invictus blind. Everyone's blind.
My eyes.
My one good eye, says Invictus.
What
No.
was that?
Um,
Oh, just like my eyes.
Yeah. No, but I do my little minor magic trick thing and step away. I don't mean to rush anyone, but we do have a little bit of a limit here, probably. The security system's going to start getting aggressive. We should make our way to the security terminal to try and turn on that recognition.
Do we have an exit?
I can make one, probably.
I mean, there's a
I
pair of doors
have-
right over there.
Yeah, like we can just go out if Dilly allows us, and she seems like she's in a much more stable place right now, if a bit less talkative.
I'm gonna go try these doors.
Okay.
Just make sure.
I would not do that.
Do you pull on the doors?
I reach for it and the librarian tells me don't, so... Why?
Probably because we wouldn't know where we'd end up.
I asked the library to strengthen its defenses when we came in here, and it just got a shit ton of arcane power and a fully fledged security system enabled. If you don't ask permission to leave or enter, something bad could happen.
I see.
You could get thrown out anywhere.
Uh-huh.
An exit is still an exit.
In an emergency, as we saw when you met me. But
Right, yeah,
it's not ideal.
Do we know where the
I'm not
security
going to
thing
take
is?
another river. Yep.
The library's constantly shifting, but I bet I could get Dulia to give us a hint.
Because we should probably get back to Necrodair and deal with some aftermath. Like, relatively skippy.
They should hopefully
see
be
if
fine
you can
for a while.
Figure out which direction we should go. Prod, I need a word.
What do I do now?
You're in trouble, mister. I don't know.
I go over, have a word with them.
Okay.
A lot just happened to me, and I don't know all of it. You're good with Callist, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of your whole thing. You are the closest thing we have to a priest in this group, which is mildly terrifying to
I
say,
have abs
but
too. That's also my thing.
sure. I don't know. I don't think I've met many priests that had abs. The big bird god, Invict, did something to me, and I am not entirely sure what, but something isn't there anymore. Is there any way you can find out what?
Yeah, I'll give it a go. I'm no cleric, but I'll give it a go. Prod's gonna put hands on you, or like on your shoulders, and like you two have been friends, so he can like see if like anything's physically changed about you. He gives you a little once over, makes you like turn around, and he like puts a hand on your head, and tries to like feel if there's anything magically going on. This could either be, I think this is probably like a medicine, maybe.
I will allow you to either roll medicine or arcana on this.
Well, my
Actually,
arcana is
no.
9, so-
For this, I will allow you to roll arcana or insight, not medicine.
Same deal. Okay. That's a 6.
There's nothing physically different about Darren as far as you're aware. Like, Darren goes through various changes, has gone through various changes while you've been in their company. But there's nothing physically different about them. As far as you can tell, they seem a little lighter, you guess? Maybe that's something, but also you guys haven't eaten for like a day and a half, so it might just be that you need food. Not entirely. You might be a little hungry now that you're thinking about it. You could go for a snack. What was Darren asking about?
Going to my bag, I go into my bag and I pull out like some like rations and stuff. Like have some food. You seem all right. You weren't really that hurt in the fight. I like go
I nearly died in that fight. I'm
just
pretty
slowly
sure.
munching
There's a
through
point
some
where it goes
rations.
blank for me, and then the next thing I know, I think Ingvar is on top of me. So
yeah.
I'm guessing I got messed up.
You went a little bit angry.
Oh,
Yeah, you do kind of
Can hug you when you're angry. Have some nuts.
Oh, God, sorry.
No,
Carry on.
that whole deal is not something I planned for. Nothing I ever read about
something-
copper dragons did that.
Is there something that being a copper dragon that like held you back in any way?
I have no idea. We stepped into the room, Invik showed up, and I suddenly felt like my head was pressed into the floor. And then Invik was talking to me in my head and said I'm not one of his.
But Callist said you are. I heard her.
No,
I
I,
think
don't
she
think
thought-
that was.
Yeah, it was.
I think she was talking about the magic that I haven't been able to explain and still honestly can't. And then Invicts did something and that whole pressure went away for the most part, and then he was like back in my head during the conversation we were all having and was like, this part isn't necessary for you, and something was gone.
Mm,
I feel like someone reached into my head without permission and did something that I can't define.
yeah, I've had that before. Sounds like a bad ex.
Oh, great.
Let's go have a snack.
Would you like
Look.
to make an insight check on yourself, Darren?
I mean, we know I suck at insight, so
I
who
know.
knows?
Could he get a help from me? Because I'm also looking.
I will say that your roll was the first in the advantage. And we
Okay, so
can
I can't
add
roll
whatever
lower than
Darren has
6.
to insight. So yeah, if you roll lower than 6, the advantage you get what I mean.
Well, I can't roll lower than 16 because of reliable talent, but
Okay. I mean, rolling... Like... You've rolled 16, so that's fine. You get the feeling that the thing that was removed was the compulsion. The thing that was removed was the part of you that felt compelled to kneel in front of this god.
I think he took away the subservience impulse. I mean, I'm thinking of him, and he's not. I don't get that feeling now. I didn't really think of him before, so I don't really have a baseline to go. But I keep getting these weird side effects, and these aren't things that I anticipated or thought about during the whole process here. And I have almost no idea what else crept in. How much did I mess myself up doing all this?
Unsure.
Let's find the security terminal and get the Necronair.
Yeah.
Joining the
Okay.
party.
Alright. Ingvar, Hickory, and Arcus. Are you guys discussing anything while Prod and Darren are having this conversation?
I am kind of talking about the general layout of the library, and I probably at this point requested some sort of navigation from Dulia.
Okay. Roll me a insight check, Arcus.
Okie dokie.
Insight into the library's mechanics, essentially.
That would be a 30.
Whoo, boy! Whoo,
Dang.
boy! Good grief. Okay.
We are promoting you to party therapist.
God damn.
I'm kind of
okay.
looking at things.
The library is currently in a defensive mode, which means all of the corridors, all of the rooms, all of everything in it have been entirely randomized. But there is a method to that randomization, which means that anything that is relatively important will be kept close to the heart and relatively far away from the entrance hall. You do not know which level that would mean that the security terminal would be on, but you do get the feeling that wherever you end up in the library, you are going to eventually have to deal with some form of security system. You also know that during a defensive lockdown, which is what the library is currently in, all of the teleporters will not function. So you will have to walk. Or find another method of getting through the library that doesn't involve teleportation to the different areas.
Okay. Can I input a set of destinations into one of the terminals to try and get out some navigation information?
Sure.
I'm not going to state what some of these are on our route, because I probably know generally some of the rooms that I want to visit. But the end destinations will be the security terminal and then the heart of the library.
Okay. The heart of the library gives back one very specific error, which is access denied.
Can I put in my ID code or anything?
You don't have an ID code. You have once you interact with any terminal, it will go, this is who you are, or it'll give you your identification. Because it recognizes it via the thumbprint. I know. It's fucking... No, it doesn't. It recognizes you via your arcane signature. There we go.
Oh, so like my index, basically.
Yeah.
Like how an archivist would have their quill that gets them recognized.
Yes.
I got a question. Would this count as a dungeon, since it's randomized or something like that, or is it a building, just a building?
I will say it technically does
a
count as a
demi-plane?
dungeon.
Okay, because I know that I have Dungeon Delver that helps me with traps and secret doors and stuff. So I was just wondering if that would.
It might help in this place.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
But yeah, so essentially your ID is your arcane signature is inputted the moment you open a terminal. The library knows who you are. This area of the library has been set as access denied for you. And I will say, as you look at that, you start to recall a day a very long time ago. Now that the memory wiping spell is entirely been removed from your consciousness, you remember trying to pull Dulia from the throne in that space, while behind you, bleeding out on the catwalk, Edric Vox clung to a terminal. And you don't know what he was doing while you were trying to remove Dulia from this machine. But you'd struck a killing blow at that point, and you weren't focused on it. But now you start to realize what he might have done. And what he might have done is lock you out of the position of head librarian. Entirely from the system. Which leaves you with limited access as just a standard librarian. So it is possible that you could stumble across or find the Heart Chamber. But the library will not allow you to get exact directions to the Heart Chamber without proper authorization. And proper authorization is a couple of centuries dead. There are maybe other ways that you could crack that, but in this instance, right now, you don't think there's a way that you could get into these systems here, especially with the library in full defensive lockdown.
Okay, so I probably won't be able to turn on the identification in the security system either to stop them from attacking us.
If you can get to the security terminal, there is, you could probably find an override to deactivate the defensive lockdown. Because you are a librarian. But getting into the Heart Chamber is a very different matter. Because the security terminal is something that all librarians have access to, just in case. The Heart Chamber is the center of the library.
A little bit more advanced than that.
It's the big vault. It's the big vault, and you're the cashier. You get let in occasionally, but somebody else has the keys, essentially.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, I cross the heart off of the directions for now and just have us end in the security terminal room.
Okay. Yeah, that is doable. It takes a little bit for the systems of the library to calculate the optimal route, especially if you're wanting to go through specific areas of the library in the process. Which I am inferring you do.
Yes.
But eventually it does spit out a list of directions that will eventually, and it is a bit of a circuitous route because of the fact that you've wanted to go through these various parts, but eventually it will get you to the central security access rooms. Julia gives you not a map, but it does give you directions, and there are a few notes on the directions with specific rooms having notes like damaged, blockage, requires clearance. One of the notes says observers, and another one says bruiser.
Okay.
And that's what you get.
Great. I will decide that the first kind of stop-off location, because the last couple ones I kind of want to talk to you about before we go to them, is going to be the magic artifact storage room, or one of the archives.
Okay. All right. Sure. Okay. Archive room. That we can definitely do. So, what is the rest of the party doing? Are we all ready?
Ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Ready.
Broad's feeling
Okay.
pretty. Can we have a full rest, or is
Yeah,
I
we're
mean-
kind of completely out of all of our stuff.
That's the point.
I mean,
Yeah.
if
Maybe
you
that's the
guys
threat.
want to look for the librarian quarters instead to start with,
Yeah, maybe the librarian quarters,
or-
then the magic archives.
or alternatively, you can just camp out in the entrance hall if you like. That is an option.
This
Obviously,
does
you could
seem
just-
like a safe area.
Drape a pamphlet over your head, and hopefully it'll keep the light out.
I mean,
How long
there's
do
a
we
lot
have,
of
do you
tapestry
think?
and stuff here.
Yeah. How long do you think we have until the security system fully kicks in?
We're probably the furthest away from the heart of the library at the entrance, just based on general, like what I'm getting from the security system. So my guess is it will spread out from the heart, like the most important place first, not just going straight to the entrance.
Is that minutes then, or hours? I have no idea how big
This place is insanely huge.
You would estimate that for the security system to run a full patrol of the entire library, even with the power boost that you gave it, it would take at least 2 days.
So I think before we even encounter anything, we've got at least like a day and a bit. We can afford a couple hours to
Yeah, we
rest.
can probably do have a rest then.
Okay. Does
Somebody
someone
can
want
fill
to
me in
take
on
watch?
what I'm missing from that
Or
last fight?
Yeah. So I know Hickory has a thing where it's like he finishes his long rest in 4 hours, so he can like be lookout in the meantime, and he also doesn't need to sleep, so he can be lookout.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. If everyone would like to, I need 2 other people to give me to take watch if they want to. If Hickory's taking
I'll take
4
watch.
hours. Okay. You'll take watch. Anyone else?
Ingvar can probably do it.
Okay, so Ingvar, Librarian, Hickory. What order do you guys want to go in?
I think I can go first.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll let him
I can go second. Okay, I'll go last.
Okay, so Hickory, Ingvar, Arcus. Okay. As you all set up your little bedrolls in the entrance hall, the carpet is relatively nice and plush. It's not too bad to sleep on. Hickory, roll me a perception check.
Okay. Yeah.
20. Dirty 20. Okay. You sort of post up at the sort of front desk, looking down either corridors, looking up at the balconies. As you're looking up at what at first you would have thought was the roof of the library, you realize that there isn't a roof. You look up and then you realize that you just keep looking up into a starry sky. This beautiful sort of star-wreathed heavens that float above you. And you realize that this entire library is open to the elements. But the space that you're in feels warm. Your sense of temperature is a little wonky, admittedly. But the space you're in feels about maybe 20 degrees-ish? 24 degrees? It's relatively warm, relatively well kept. And it's entirely open to the elements. At least up above. You can see walls and walkways and massive bookcases, and there are more books in this place than you've seen in your entire lifetime. But it is entirely open to the elements. And as you're looking around, you realize that it's not quiet. You can hear in the distance the scritch, scritch, scritch of quill on paper. You can hear like the occasional skitter of some sort of metal creature on wood. You can hear the occasional echo of a footfall in the distance as you're sort of looking around. And while it's not quiet necessarily, it is calm. Your watch passes with minimal interaction, aside from at one point you look up and you could swear you saw a cockroach? Beetle of some sort? Just standing on a banister staring at you with a pair of very unbeetle-like eyes, and then it disappeared.
Do I, when you say disappeared, like a apparition, or just like it just like kind of like scurries off, or like it was just like never there?
Did your equivalent of a blink and it was gone.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Your watch comes to its end, and you poke Ingvar with your what do you poke Ingvar with?
Hickory leans over, almost like completely like bending at the waist to like poke him very briefly, like with one of his straw fingers, like on his nose.
He kind of just jerks with it. What?
You wake up to feel straw tickling under your nose.
Achoo! Just a sneeze.
It is.
I'm up.
Your
I'm
turn.
up.
It is your turn. Have
Okay. Yes.
fun. Question. And then he goes into a corner and just kind of stands there. Doesn't move.
It
Okay.
looks a little ominous.
He's just
Ingvar.
gonna go stand in the other corner, other side.
Okay. Roll me a perception check, Ingvar. You should be good at this, right?
You say that. That's like 11.
11. Okay.
You jinxed it.
Sorry. Can't help myself sometimes. Okay. You stand in a corner. Are you going to do anything while your watch is going?
We can't really do much here. He can't make any more hours, so he's just gonna observe the area.
Observe the area. Okay. As you're looking around, you hear the same things that Hickory did. In the distance, you hear little scratching of quills, which, with your ranger senses, you can kind of pinpoint a little bit better to be coming from above you, maybe, or maybe down one of the corridors. You're not entirely certain. As you're looking around, you watch as a wizened old figure in shabby-looking robes wanders across the front of the corridor that you're looking down and disappears. Doesn't acknowledge you, just wanders through, disappears around the corner.
Ah. Interesting. He would follow, but he's on still observation duty, Jesus.
A couple, maybe about a half hour later, that same figure wanders back across the corridor, disappears down another alley, down another corridor, carrying an armful of books. Disappears off. Still wearing these heavy, old, shabby robes. You see like a kind of a bit of a sort of fez-like hat on his head that has little jewels encrusted around the base of it. He has this really long beard, and he looks like he wouldn't have teeth if he smiled. But he doesn't acknowledge you. Just carrying a stack of books, disappears down the corridor, wearing sort of pale grey robes.
He makes a note of this. Telling him to pass it on to the librarian on the Pokemon.
Okay. Okay. The rest of your watch passes. Nothing much else happens. Not much seems to be going on in the library at the moment. And then it's the librarian's turn.
He goes over.
Okay.
He pokes he goes to gently poke the librarian.
Okay. Librarian, you awaken to the feel of Ingvar poking you awake. The library is quiet. As quiet as it usually is, but you're familiar with the sounds of the library. You know what to look out for. I'd like you to roll me a perception check, please.
Okie dokie. That's a 6.
Well, you did throw it at Vox, so,
Do I get advantage because I know the library?
I will allow it. Considering you've spent 800
you.
years here, I will allow that.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit naff otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it be a nat 1.
If this isn't that one, I'm gonna laugh. Okay.
Oh, okay, 14.
That's better.
14. That's not too bad. Okay. So, you awaken. You sort of, where do you set yourself up in the library to take this watch? You know this space better than the others, so.
I would feel like I know the best place to watch from all angles is probably near the door.
Mm-hmm. You know that if you're wanting to keep an eye on intruders through the entrance, the best place to watch is from the balcony above Vox. But if you want to keep an eye on the internals of the library, then the best place to watch is from the doors itself. Yes.
Yeah, I would say the doors itself then. I don't expect anyone else is coming through the library doors. That big magical portal thing surely can't still be going when I sent all that power here.
You would have been able to see it from this side if it was. When you stepped through the portal, it was open for about 3 seconds and then it closed up immediately. You also, as you sort of stepped through, you could see the other side of the portal. You did watch as various pieces of machinery cracked and broke, so you don't think anyone's rebuilding that anytime soon. Okay. You stare down the twin entrance corridors of the library. About an hour into your watch, you notice an observer sitting on a balcony above you, sort of staring down. Its big, sort of round oculi sort of zzz, 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 as they sort of stare at you. And it just seems to sit there for a bit, and then it skitters away. About 25 minutes after that, you watch as a shambling, professor of some sort, of some description, walks past the entrance hall with a stack of books and disappears, wearing heavy grey robes, and then disappears around a corner and down into the library again.
Do I recognize them?
Roll me a... Ooh. I'm gonna say roll me an intelligence check to see if you can find a record of them within your memories.
Okay. Uh, 21.
You have no idea. You honestly have no idea. It's weird because you could swear that you had a memory of... Who are you thinking about again? You don't
I would
remember?
love to check the memoriam for any memories of this man. The thing that I saved my entire collective memory to, that I explicitly crafted.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, roll me an investigation check.
Ooh, 32.
Okay. There is nothing in the memoriam about this man. And that's the weird thing. Because every time you look through it for this specific figure, the traces of his absence are visible. Because there's several occasions actually, where you've worked through the library and you are talking to a wall, or handing a book to thin air, or you've handed someone a pot of ink, but nobody was there. The absences of this figure betray them more than their conspicuousness would in other situations. If you didn't have this memoriam, you probably wouldn't even remember they existed.
Does this feel like more of a rush job on like a modify memory than it does like something Dulia would do for me to protect me?
Yes. This feels more like someone else protecting their identity from you, rather than Dulia doing something to protect you.
So they just went down the corridor, right?
They just walked in front of the entrance hall, went down the corridor to the right, carrying a stack of books. Kind of shambling, grey-robed, professorial type.
Can I send the observer after them?
Yeah, I will. I mean, you can just summon an observer if you like.
Yes, please.
Yeah, you kind of like, you start doing the sigils and like to summon in an observer, and one of them just kind of pops out of like a little pipe alcove in the corner of the room and tippy taps its way up to you.
Okay. I'd also like to use brain. One of those brain things.
One of those brain things. My goodness.
Gaze of two minds on my little spider boy.
Okay, so that you can keep an eye on and take the... Yeah, okay. So you cast Gaze of Two Minds on the observer, and you send the observer to follow this figure?
Yes.
Okay. The observer darts down a corridor, turns right. You start, like, the first thing you hear is, like, the shuffling. Like a figure just shuffling down a corridor. The breathing is labored and heavy, sort of wheezing a little bit. As you sort of turn a corner, this figure comes into view, this sort of, grey robes, stooped back, beard long and trailing, kind of down to the carpet almost. Carrying a large stack of books in his arms as he sort of shuffles his way down a corridor. And he walks for a good, 10-15 minutes, taking various turns, but he seems to know where he's going. Until eventually he gets to a corridor section that you recognize as being on the subject of general abyssal demonology and various transplanar traversal methods. A lot of the books here seem to have been taken and sort of gathered around places. This part of the corridor is not up to library regulation standard. There's books strewn everywhere. There's a small desk that has been dragged here. There's a small camping bed that has been set up here as well. Whoever this person is, they're not library personnel. You can tell that much. And they seem to just be researching. But you have met various researchers in your time working in the library. There's very little reason for them to remove themselves from your memory.
Okay. I get the feeling that this is the guy that let the Baroness's monster into the library.
It's certainly a possibility.
Let's see here. Fireball! No.
No.
I don't think you can cast through the observer, unfortunately.
Yes, I can. That's why I did Gaze of Two Minds.
Yeah, Gaze of Two Minds. You know what? Never mind. I stand corrected.
No. I would like to cast Message through the observer.
Okay, what do you say?
Why are you hiding from me?
You see, as this old man is he's setting these books down, he stiffens. His back kind of goes a little rigid, and you hear a response going, "Who is that?" And he sort of looks around, and over his shoulder goes, "Show yourself, demon. Are you a demon?" And he
No,
looks
I'm much,
nervous.
much worse.
You're using message to keep casting.
I'm using
right?
Message to speak to him, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I want to just keep talking and say, how many people's minds have you erased yourself from that you don't know who's talking to you right now?
sometimes people need to mind their own business. And I would
Sometimes you need to mind your own mind.
I would rather keep my own business to myself. And you, whoever you are, can leave me alone. And he sort of, you watch as he grabs a small hand mirror that is on the desk, and you notice that it's carved on the back to resemble the inversion of a face. Like you could hold it up to your face with the mirror in front and put your face behind it. And he pulls that from the desk and holds it up to his face and starts looking around. I need you to make me you can either let go of the observer or you can make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm gonna make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
$19.
Okay. The threshold on this was 18.
Ooh.
So you'd be lucky. He swings around with the mirror, and the observer sees itself in it, and you see yourself through the observer. And for a moment, everything around the mirror seems to dissipate into smoke, as if there was nothing there, and you just see what was behind it in your memory. And then you snap, and the memory of this person existing snaps back into existence. And
Do I get any of the
effect.
Do I get any of the other memories back? And am I to understand then that this is kind of a memory removal item that you just tried to use against me?
You do not get any of the other memories back. But what this item seems to do is remove the existence of the user from the memory of anyone who looks into the looking glass.
Okay. That's a pretty powerful magical item.
Mm-hmm.
This might be a waste. Can I cast Dispel Magic on it?
Ooh, okay.
Because this is like a continuous effect on me, right? If he's modified my memory.
Yes and no. This is an effect, but it is not continuous. However, the effect is persistent, is what I will say.
Okay.
Spell magic. Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower, the target ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. Okay. Let me quickly check. Okay. You can try and do Dispel Magic on this thing. I won't stop you from trying.
This is also being cast at 5th level.
Okay. I will need you to roll.
Yep. Okay. So that is a... What would it be? Spellcasting ability.
Mm-hmm.
So my charisma.
Yes.
Damn. 11.
That the dispel you try and push the dispel magic through the observer, and you watch as it glances off the mirror.
Well, womp.
As a point, Modify Memory is a 5th level spell. Whatever this mirror is doing is a decent chunk more powerful.
Okay. I'm gonna cast message again and say, don't try that again. Otherwise, it's not gonna be a dispel.
This figure sort of pulls the mirror from his face, and just you watch as he just starts grabbing specific books and shoving them in a bag.
Are you not even gonna tell me your name? Are you really this rude?
You, whoever you are, you don't know me. You don't need to know me, and I would prefer it if you left me alone. And he just keeps shoving additional stuff in his bag. You watch as he grabs a set of writing utensils, a notebook.
Well, for God's sake. I'm the head librarian that you apparently erased your entire existence from for some reason, and I need someone that knows their way around here because I've been gone for a little bit. Otherwise, you're going to die to the security system because its targeting is off.
You watch as this figure pauses and goes, You don't sound like Vox. And keeps shoving stuff in his bag.
Since when was Vox the head librarian?
Vox began as the head librarian.
Yeah, but he's not been the head librarian
No.
for like ages now.
No, he hasn't. He's been dead for
How
800
old
years.
are you? Vox has been dead for ages.
Yes, I'm well aware. I'm well aware that he's dead. I watched him die.
So you know who I am.
Absolutely no clue.
So you watched Vox die, but you didn't see who killed him.
Of course I saw who killed him. His bastard fey creature.
Well, that's certainly a description, but not one I would choose to describe myself. You know he was sacrificing my daughter to build an arcane battery for this fucking place, right?
Edric Vox was one of the greatest minds of our generation. And
You've been
if
listening
he
to
had to
holograms
spill
too much.
a little bit of blood to get to where he needed to be, then so be
A little
it.
bit of blood. You know, I actually understand it now. I didn't originally, when I saw all the blank places in my memory of me talking to you, of you being absent from scenes, but I understand it now. You're probably the world's biggest coward.
Well, so be it.
Who else would erase being handed a book or having a polite conversation than someone who couldn't face themselves? You saw
I would like you
a
to
murder.
roll an intimidation check for me, please.
Please say with advantage, because what they're doing is so fucking menacing right now.
I will allow with advantage. I will allow with advantage.
Oh, yeah.
You can do it, I believe, Boo.
There's one. Well, that's a 25, so let's see what the other one is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna take the 25.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, I feel like the 25 might be enough. Just a suspicion. As you say these words, you watch as this figure straightens up, looking around, and goes, "Fine! I'm a coward. Is that what you want to hear? You're just another figment of my imagination. And I don't care. I'm done with this. I've had enough. You hear me? I've had enough." And you watch as he slings the bag over his shoulder and he sprints down one of the corridors.
Does he forget anything that he was picking up in his hurry?
There's a lot of stuff left. There's there's a full desk just strewn in papers, books, and everything built up here.
Okay, I'd like to send Organizer to go collect it.
Okay. I mean, the Organizer isn't really gonna know what to collect. It's there's a lot of stuff. I can
read the scrolls with the Observer, surely, and just kind of go collect this if I know the name of things.
You can do that. You send down the Observer as this sort of man, his robes flapping around his ankles, disappears into the distance down a corridor. You look. You sort of alight on this little desk. There's books on demonology, there's books on celestials, there's books on gods, there's books on a lot of different things, including but not limited to various scrolls on the construction or recreation of various machines that, even in your time, were purely theoretical. One of which is what you note as, or what is noted down as a need to remember. Brain, give me the information I seek. Fine, notes it is. One of which is known as a layfall mechanism. A machine that, about 1,000 years ago, prior to the cataclysm, was entirely theoretical, and which you now look at and realize that is what you saw in the vision that Invict showed you. A layfall mechanism is something that is designed to sunder ley lines and turn them into pure magical energy. And this is one of many little diagrams and theoretical mechanics that are laid out across this desk. And quite a few of these designs have Edric Vox's signature on them.
Do I see the mechanism for converting ley lines into pure magical energy in the center of this creation?
In the center of... What do you mean?
So you said the weapon that could turn ley line into pure magical energy. The thing that Edric Vox signed, the thing that was in the war.
Yes.
And these are just talking about it, or are these diagrams and plans?
These are theoretical diagrams of what... Like, all of this seems to be concept blueprints of what this thing could be. But all of these are dated to before the Cataclysm. So all of these are like theoretical designs that were published by Vox while Praxis was still floating, basically.
Okay. So there's no secret. That's probably with someone much more knowledgeable, i.e. this grey robe that just cowardly ran away.
Possibly. What you can tell is everything that this figure took was probably the important stuff to him, but all of this stuff that is here will give you a decent idea of what he would have on him. Like, a lot of this stuff is... There's a lot of stuff about transplanar travel. There's a couple of bits of pieces about resurrection magic, but they've seemed to have been discarded to the side. There's a lot of stuff about celestial magic and divine magic. And there's a decent chunk about its opposite, abyssal magic. Magic from the primordial titans rather than from the Septim, the seven gods.
Okay. That gives me a good idea of what this guy's about.
Okay. Alright. As you're sort of looking through the observer, you're also looking into the hallway itself. And you watch as the rest of your party begin to awaken. As you all complete a long rest.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay.
How are we feeling, gang?
Eat.
Rested, groggy, emotionally conflicted and tormented.
Angry.
Same.
Smidge.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm doing good.
Alright.
I'm going to inform the party what happened while they were asleep, and the fact that there's someone around here that probably was around when Edric Vox was still alive and has a lot of arcane knowledge, also a memory wiping tool.
Would we know if he'd talk to us at all, or...?
Probably not. He likes to keep a low profile. As soon as I even had 5 minutes of conversation, he tried to wipe my brain through the observer.
Huh.
That's annoying.
Turns out I talked to him before a lot in my memories, but he's erased himself from those as well, so I barely know anything about him. All I have really is the fact that he knew Edric Vox, he saw the fact that I murdered him while trying to save my daughter, and knew about his horrendous fucking methods for powering this place.
Huh. Is he a threat? Or is he just kind of, like, living it up in the shelves?
He seems to be in a state of trying to live in the past and trying to ignore what happened. He'll most likely just try and avoid you if he sees you, but he probably has a lot of power as well.
Okay, so... avoid the library hobo. Got it.
If you can capture him, I'd love to speak to him. Considering he saw my daughter get used and did nothing.
I mean, if he's got a memory wiping tool, I don't know if there's very much even I could do. You're probably not
It's a mirror that he needs to point at you, so if he reaches for anything, just smack him, I guess.
Neat.
I mean, how much of a stabbing do you expect he could take?
This is a very frail, hundreds of years old man. Though he is Fey racist, so, you know, a little stabs would go a long way.
Alright then. Where's security?
We've got a couple more stops before we get there, just to try and get a bit more prepared. We're going to try and head to the Magical Item Archives to get kitted out, I think.
Right. Lead the way, librarian.
Proceed to lead the way.
Okay. Following the path that Dulia has given you, the five of you venture onwards. You travel through various corridors and various places of interest, including a place where all the dice have been thrown.
It's my dice hall. It's my emotional support dice hall. Thank you very much.
Various corridors. Eventually, you manage to find your way into a large room with a massive statue in the center of it that's kind of just floating on a giant piece of rock that is suspended in the middle of the room. And as you guys look up and look down, you can see the astral sea sort of floating beneath and high above, but you're not entirely sure if it's real or if it's a projection of the astral sea. The statue in the middle of the hall is semi-disfigured. It's holding a heavy staff and is wearing a crown, but the face has been crumbled and torn, and you see bits and pieces of it scattering around the base of it. You're not entirely sure of who it used to be. The five of you continue on through the library itself until eventually you come upon the library archive, a large room filled with shelves that, as you sort of look at them, you notice that the shelves are... the shelves spin. And as you press your hand against one of them, it's a triangle that spins upright, and on the front of it is a small plaque with the name of the object on it, and then the object itself on it. And if you spin the shelf, the object on it vanishes, the plaque changes, and another object appears. And there are hundreds of these shelves in this room.
Okay, folks. There should be like some kind of catalog around here, probably. But what are we thinking?
Oh man.
At least two of you could probably do with some armor, and or a new weapon.
I'm mainly good for gear, I think, so I'm just going to see if I can investigate and find some useful information.
Actually, yeah, you could get something for your spells, Darren.
My spells?
Don't you have magic? I could have sworn I saw you casting a couple times.
Yeah. Still a little unclear on that whole situation.
I mean, a focus would probably help you a little bit.
I have no idea, honestly. It just seems to come with my mood.
Huh?
Best as I can tell. But okay, yeah, I'll search for anything that improves my spellcasting ability or any information on transmutation, as well as information on the Church of Callist, if I can.
I mean, you could also just ask me the info, because I have a trait that will tell me where it is here.
Well, then I guess that's advantage, isn't it?
Also, I think Lucian's... Oh, no, they're not frozen. They were just very
It's
still.
not frozen nor muted, but it's simply mute.
No, I'm just letting you guys chat.
There you go.
Yeah, I guess we can just figure stuff
I was
out.
directing questions at you.
I mean, I was going to say that if you want to know about Callist, Prod is a paladin of
Prod
Callist.
demonstrably doesn't know this information, though.
Oh, well, fair enough.
So...
can also just ask my organizer to get a book on Callist. Like, we're in a library. What do you want to know? I'm a librarian. Use me.
27 to find something about improving my spellcasting, I guess.
Okay, sure. What's everyone else doing? You are in a treasure trove of artifacts at the moment.
Could I?
Is there any arrows?
I'm sorry, Lydia. I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh.
I am completely out. No.
I know. You can certainly look for some if you'd like.
Yeah.
You want me to roll a investigation?
Roll an investigation check. I'll tell you what you find and how accessible it might be for you.
That's a 17.
17. You find, as you're sort of browsing through the shelves, you find 3 different types of arrows. One of them has a little red triangle next to it on sort of the placard for it. So you find a couple of arrows of a couple of lightning arrows. You find 6 of those. You find 8 frost arrows, and you find on a sort of higher shelf, little red triangle next to the plaque. You find a vortex arrow, just one. Would you like to take the vortex arrow?
I will take the other arrows first, because no my luck,
Okay.
I'll pick this one and I'll end up getting warped somewhere.
Okay.
No my luck. He gingerly reaches out for the arrow.
Okay. I would like you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. Wisdom, I'm going to see. Okay. 1 dice, I think. Did I throw the dice out? No idea. That's a 21.
21, okay. You pick up the vortex arrow from its little plinth on the shelf, grasp it firmly, and whatever effect that was to be used in defense of thieves is negated from your wisdom saving throw. As you grab the vortex arrow, there's only one, but I will give you the base mechanic of the vortex arrow, which is it allows you to cast. It allows you a free cast of the banish spell.
That would have been really helpful in our last fight.
You had
Yep.
other stuff to help you with that.
No, the 2 nuclear bombs weren't helpful enough. We needed a 4th, maybe a 5th.
But yes, this
Look,
is
having
a
2 artillery pieces is a lot of fun, but having a single shot solution to that one biggest problem.
yes. This is a free cast of banish. It does require you to maintain concentration when you use it. So you essentially have to concentrate on keeping the arrow in whatever plane it ends up in. But you don't have to consume a spell slot, and you don't have to have the level requirement for using banish as a spell.
Oh. Right.
So add that. I will say, this arrow does not do damage. It does not have a damage component.
Fair.
But yes. Okay.
I mean, who needs damage if you can just banish somebody to another dimension? Right?
Prod, what are you looking for in here?
Broad is looking for a cursed magical item.
You want a
no,
cursed... Okay,
swear
roll
to
me an
fuck.
investigation check.
We can't keep doing this!
Can I
Thing
give
is,
Prod
I
a
think-
disadvantage?
I think Prod thinks like a magical item that binds itself to you is actually like, you know, really
It's super
spiritually
personalized.
meaningful. Yeah, because like he's got the bandages of Callist that like record his great deeds, and he's got, you know, the swords of Callist, which aren't cursed but very good. He's got the armor that he chats to every now and then.
Which is
It's nice.
cursed.
Possessed evil death armor, yes, the cursed one. That armor, the cursed
Yeah.
armor that you wear.
It's fine.
I think the librarian just
Am I
sees you
rolling?
type in
And
the
it's
first couple symbols for like C-U-R-S-E, and he just like grabs the hand. He's like,
I got it.
fucking Maximus.
Rolled
No,
investigation.
that either means I find something really, really cursed or not cursed, and I don't know which one it is.
Well, we're
Prodigious
gonna find
Maximus
out.
if you get a fucking cursed item.
Okay, that's fine. Hickory, what are you looking for?
So Hickory's been like thinking about like this so-called security system. I wanted to look to see if there's any kind of not even just like documentation, but like something that could be shown to like what exactly is this security system and like what
Okay.
like we might have to expect if we run into it.
Okay, I will give you this one for free. As you sort of walk around this space, you sort of stand in front of a set of display cases, each of which contains a construct of some sort, inert at the moment. One of them contains a tiny little skittering bug-like construct with like 12 legs, made of brass, with these really big oculi, and that is an observer construct. And it's got a few little notes underneath it. Next to it is an organizer construct, which is this weird spider-shaped basket construct that's made of brass, that's got like these no eyes, but has lots of little legs that allow it to run really fast. And in the three cases next to that, there are three larger constructs. The first one, hold on, I have to actually open up the home brewery page. This because there's a lot of information here. Okay. Here we go. So, the first larger construct that you see it's titled a hunter construct. It looks like a drone. It kind of looks a little bit like a wasp. It's got a set of like 6 translucent wings on the back and this curving spike that comes underneath that seems to be some sort of weapon. The one next to that is a dancer construct, which seems like this really tall, thin, elegant creature with long sort of whip-like arms, and it kind of ends in like a lot of angular spikes. It looks a little bit like a Art Deco interpretation of one of those ballerina boxes. The little music boxes with the ballerinas on them. Yeah. And now imagine if that were if it was like that, but like in an Art Deco wireframe style instead of like an actual ballerina. Right. The last one, and sort of one of the larger ones in the cases, is what is designated a bruiser construct. And this thing is essentially just a massive pair of boxing gloves on a mechanical body. It's like this massive torso, giant arms, no head. The last one that kind of stands behind all of these, right at the back, is an Annihilator construct. This thing is massive. It stands at a good 15 feet tall. It has long arms with just blades on them. It has a single head with like a single Cyclops-like eye, and is heavily armored. And yeah, those are the constructs that you look down at these, and these are what you would think you would guess as being the library's defensive systems, essentially. At least part of them.
Would you say, for the smaller ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that they look similar to the cockroach that Hickory saw during his watch?
Oh yes, no, that was definitely an observer construct.
That was definitely an observer
Yeah.
construct. Okay, yeah, okay, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
As soon as you said, "Oh, they're little insects," I was like, "Oh, that's what I saw." Do they look like they have any particular like weaknesses to them that can be like seen within like while they're in this case, or?
I mean, the smaller constructs definitely look very weak. They look like you could just crush them if you had to.
Yeah.
The larger constructs, especially the Annihilator, doesn't look like it has any weaknesses that you can see visibly. The Dancer looks relatively light, so heavy battering force could probably down it. The Hunter construct looks like if you broke its wings, it would go down immediately. The Bruiser has no oculi or method of like actually seeing, so as far as you can tell, skirting around it without letting it see you would probably be easiest.
Okay. All right. I think in that case, seeing these constructs and being a construct himself, if there's any like books around or anything like that that can give more descriptions about like the internal workings of how constructs work, that'd be good. I know I've got like a study action I can do if that's.
Yeah, roll me an investigation check.
Okay. Yeah, not very good.
That's all right. You find a couple of books on constructs, but this area is artifact storage. This is where a lot of like enchanted or cursed objects exist. It's not designed for research in here unless you're actively researching these artifacts themselves.
Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to look for while you're here? Any items you would want to pick up?
Well, would there be anything that could be added to a construct to make them stronger at wielding a scythe? Why not? Something
Stronger at wielding weapons. Okay. Yeah, roll me another investigation check on that one.
Boy.
Okay. You manage to find a small blue core of some sort. It's like it's a little glass cylinder with a pair of end caps that have like little protruding what's the word? There's tines. There we go. Little protruding tines at the end, and in the center of it is this small blue crystal that's hovering inside it. And it looks like something that would be equipped inside a construct to either power it up or provide additional support in certain situations. You're not entirely sure what it does. The plaque next to it says a PC untested.
Okay. I think instead of putting it in himself, because I think he is a little bit he's wary of it and he doesn't like making difficult choices to begin with. He's not gonna attach it anywhere. He's just going to put it in his things for now.
Okay.
For safekeeping.
I will say this plaque has a little red triangle next to it, so I will need you to make a wisdom saving throw
Okay.
if you want to pick it up.
I have advantage on traps, so.
Yep.
Okay.
So advantage, wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Natural 20. That easy peasy.
Well,
You
it was fine.
you slide past that wisdom check with no issue whatsoever. You pick up this power core, put it in your satchel. Right. Darren. Actually, no. First things first. Arcus. What are you looking for in here?
I'm looking for two things.
Okay.
The first one is going to be a deactivated anti-magic orb.
Okay, that's
Like
going to be
a
a relatively
proper
high
one.
DC. I'll tell you that now. That's going to be quite a high DC.
Could also be broken. I don't mind. I just want it for the raw materials.
Okay. What else?
I'm also looking for something to replace my arcane focus, my enhanced one. Something that's a little bit better than my staff.
Okay. I thought your index was your arcane focus.
My index is my arcane focus. My staff is my enhanced one.
Oh, okay. Yes. All right. Sure. Here's what I'll say. You'll roll me an investigation check. The DC you need to hit for a fully built, fully operational anti-magic orb is a 35.
Okay.
At a 30, you will find a heavily damaged one.
All right.
Anything
can I
below
cast guidance
that,
on
you
myself?
will find... I will allow you to cast guidance on yourself, since you're taking the time to do this. But anything below a 30, you will find what you need for the staff, unless it's below a 15, in which case you won't find anything.
Okay. Right, so that's that one. This will be plus a 1d4.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that even fucking go? Okay, that's a 31.
Okay, 31.
Technically, it's still possible.
You have guidance, so if you roll a 4 on this...
Please, guidance, do this for me. Damn it!
33.
33.
Okay. So, remind me what your enhanced arcane focus does, so that I can see what I have in my...
It just gives a +1 to my spellcasting roll,
Plus one to
which
your
is
spellcasting.
charisma in this case.
Okay. Yeah, you sort of look through. Eventually, you find a sort of. It's like it's a long, thin metal staff that has on its end this sort of bluish crystal, and as you sort of pick it up, you watch as the staff itself, parts of it sort of form themselves to your grip. This is a +3 arcane focus. So it'll...
Damn, that's nice.
Yeah. Well, you did roll a 31, so giving you
Yes,
something
that's
nice
fair.
for your thing. You also
Yay!
find a heavily damaged anti-magic orb.
Yay!
That is sitting on like a little velvet cushion, and it does have a little red triangle next to it. And you look at it and you know this thing will not currently function. Like, it's got this massive crack right down the middle of it, and the mechanism that would make it turn looks jammed to hell.
Yep. That's fine with me.
Okay, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's got that little red triangle next to it, so...
Oh, is it cursed anti-magic? Boo.
No, it's just dangerous.
4.
As you go to pick up this anti-magic orb, you suddenly realize that you don't really feel like picking it up. In fact, you feel like you should go and do something else for the moment. And you get about 10 feet away before you come to the realization that you really wanted that anti-magic orb.
I really wanted that anti-magic orb. Do I realize what's happening because I understand the markings in the library?
You understand what's happening. This is a anti-theft mechanism that the library has in place for specifically objects of either great potential or great danger, essentially.
Okay. Would I, acknowledging this, be allowed to reroll?
I will
or is
allow
it just
you...
going to affect me the same?
I will say that, acknowledging this, I will allow you 1 reroll. But if you fail again, you know that you won't be able to get through it.
Okay.
And I will give you the DC straight up. It's a DC 18.
Oh, okay, this is going to be real rough.
Yeah.
I need a 16 or higher. Okay.
Is there any way we can help?
No, it's
Not
a saving
on this.
throw. No, unfortunately, I can't get it.
I'm sorry. It sits there and it's just out of your reach, and you realize that as much as you might want to grab it, in order to do so, you would have to find a way to deactivate whatever rune spell is carved into that shelf section, and that might take a while, and you wouldn't be able to do it while the library is in lockdown anyway. Because it is, at the end of the day, an anti-theft measure that would not be deactivatable while the lockdown is in place.
Yeah, that's fair. Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I have constructs that gather shit for me. I have the organizer.
Okay.
Can I just ask the organizer to get it for me? That's like an official way in the library of doing it since I'm a librarian, right? Or is this like outside my area of expertise since it's the archives?
The archive, it would be outside your area of expertise. The archives are the quill bearers. You're an index.
Yeah, I would probably
bearer.
have to like ask an archivist to get something for me if I wanted to.
Yes, you probably would. Unfortunately.
Who's real wise in our group? You want to just have a crack at it?
I'm not gonna let you keep trying. I'm sorry. Yeah, you get 2 tries. Okay. So, let's circle back round to Darren, and then we'll end off with Prod's little side project. So Darren, what were you looking for?
Was gonna, at Arcus's suggestion, look for something that improves my spell casting. But also just, the general persistent look for transmutation knowledge and maybe something about Callist, because I'm still curious about what it was Prod.
So finding anything about the gods in this place is, specifically in this area, is not going to happen, because this is the archives. You might find a few items that might have descriptions about the gods, but they're not going to give you much comprehensive information. Finding something to assist with your casting, I will say you managed to find a ring that ups your spellcasting modifier by 1. And finding something to... What was the last thing? Sorry, my memory's a bit all over the place.
Information about Callists and like the resculpting. Information about transmutation just in general, and
okay. And you rolled a 27, which is pretty damn good. So you get that +1 to casting skill modifier ring, and you also get you find on a shelf relatively high up. You actually have to climb one of the ladders to get up to it. Is a long, thin scroll. It has that little red triangle on the shelf. The shelf marks it as a scroll of not sure if I should give this to you, to be honest. This is a scroll of animation. And you look at the little plaque and you realize that this is a very, well, it's a little crude, but it is a form of animation for golems. And as you sort of look at it, do you want to pick it up?
Do I recognize that spell? Has that crossed my path at all? I guess I have to roll Arcana.
I will say you would need to pick up this scroll and actually take a look at it, like actually read it, before you would gain any insight into what this would be relating to.
Okay then. Guess I will try to pick it up.
Okay, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Intelligence, is it? Yep.
Yeah, you go to pick this up and you immediately feel like you don't really need it anymore, actually. You get back, you get about halfway down the ladder and then you're like, hold on, what?
Do any of us have a library card?
Presumably Arcus does.
I mean,
I've got the
you should
index,
be able to
and
take these things out, right? If you've got a library card. Is it just because we're intending to keep them?
I mean, I can give you library card forms, and I can fill them out. We can check.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give one to Prod. You just gotta
Anyone else
sign
having
up.
trouble picking anything up?
Yeah, there's an enchantment on some of these artifacts for anti-theft.
Ah, that explains a bit.
If anything's marked with, I think, a red triangle, it's got that enchantment on it.
Oh, this scroll does.
There's gotta be some way of bypassing this, even in the lockdown. I wonder if I can remember, like, a trick, because this can't be the first time I've wanted to get one of these things, and there hasn't been an archivist around. Everyone comes up with solutions in the workplace.
Roll me an intelligence check.
I'm guessing I can't try and sleight of hand diver.
Intelligence. Okay, how intelligent? +3. That is a 6.
Oh. Okay.
We're not doing well, are we?
You're pretty sure there's a way to, like, subvert the systems, but you cannot remember it for the life of you.
Can I please, for the love of God, just use my memoriam and be like, it was this? Because if I know it's a thing, and I have a machine that gives me basically, effectively, a perfect memory, I feel like I can just know it.
I will allow it. Yes, I will allow that. The main method of subverting the library's security system is to not want what you want to pick up.
Oh, guys, they're Cindery items.
The library's security system for anti-theft specifically works in a way that forces the user to forces the person who wants to pick it up to not desire it. So by not desiring it properly, like, you don't want to pick this up, like you have no stake in picking it up, then it will allow you to pick it up because it doesn't perceive you as someone who wishes to pick it up. Which is kind of hard to do in and of itself if you're on your own. And kind of hard to do even in a group as well.
If let me try this. Can I ask you to pick up the thing that you want to pick up? Because can you pick it up for me?
Oh, I hate being told what to do.
Hickory, could you come grab this scroll for me?
God. Actually, yeah, Hickory would just grab all of them. I feel like they wouldn't give a shit about any of these things.
Dearest Hickory, please pick up all of these things for us. Thanks.
Hickory, how much do you care about picking this stuff up?
I mean, I think, funnily enough, he has a lot on his mind. Because again, he's not seen a lot of. I don't know how much he knows about like what the astral sea is, and that kind of thing. Because again, like he doesn't know a whole bunch about like the world at this moment. So I think like it would make sense for him to just kind of like be like, oh, they want this thing, sure, I'll help them because I like them. But he might not necessarily care about the item itself.
Yeah. Yeah, I will allow you to attempt to pick up this scroll with advantage on the wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
DC is 18 as usual, but yeah.
Oh boy. Okay,
It's a 9.
One more.
And that's a 20. Hey!
There we go.
Hickory, you grab the scroll off the shelf and hand it down to Darren.
Here you go. And then he goes back to looking at stuff on the walls.
Okay, now can I examine what the hell this thing is?
This thing is a very roughshod prototype of the animation blessing that is used to make dwarves.
Ooh.
Ha 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 ha. Okay.
You want to make a baby?
Oh my.
Guys, I think I just picked up a cultural artifact.
This paper, this scroll is maybe like 2,000 to 3,000 years old.
Oh, I should be touching this with gloves. This should be in a museum.
And I mean,
Arcus, why is this here?
Can I see that? Oh. Yeah.
Why do you have this?
I don't have this. Edric Vox plundered this.
This is like a relic. This is
One
like
sec.
big important political relic.
I go over to the terminal and I bring up like a holo video that Edric Vox has recorded, which is basically just him in the arcane equivalent of a World War I fucking exhibition outfit, with him touring through different people's cultures and liberating artifacts.
yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
He didn't even realize that this was like bad, that even people at the time were just like, this is a fucking awful person. Like, if he did not donate hundreds of thousands of gold pieces to Praxis to keep that city running, people fucking would have tossed him out.
Okay. Well, do we have anything really secure and sturdy for me to put this in? This should definitely be repatriated.
Didn't one of us have a bag of holding at some point?
I don't want to just bouncing around in a bag. This thing's like millennia old.
I mean, that's an arcane storage pocket dimension, but sure, just reduce it to a bag.
Hickory takes off his hat, and a rat scampers out, and then he holds open the hat. He's like, "You can put it in here if you want."
Yes.
That's very nice of you, Hickory.
I very literally would not exist if this thing didn't get written. My entire family would not exist.
Hickory just
Okay,
kind of
let's
looks at you
see.
silently, and just shrugs, and then puts his hat back on.
Thoughts, I can see why you said you weren't sure about giving this to me.
I don't suppose I could
Are
get away with
there-
storing it in the leg.
Can I make an investigation check to see if there's any transfer containers nearby? Like, surely they don't just carry things open air into the
No.
archives.
No, they don't. There is like a small shelf out on like one of the back walls that has like various like sort of brass and glass inlay containers that are just slid against the wall. There's some really big ones for like actual massive objects, and then there's some relatively small ones that look like scroll cases.
Yeah,
And you know
need, like,
that
a
you
poster
can, yeah, you know that you can press like a couple of switches on the side, and it'll essentially evacuate the internals of any like foreign bacterium and stuff. Not that bacterium was relatively well known about, but like anything that isn't meant to be part of the object that is in there will be removed essentially.
Yeah, it's like it's under vacuum, so it's like a museum standard storage device, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's not go into the magical germ theory.
Yeah, I as I was saying bacterium, my brain went, we are in
research, Soul
early
Grunchilda.
industrial revolution, magical, like this. I do not want to approach this subject right now.
Anyway, is there like a way of
Okay.
minimizing the storage capsules either for like easy transportation?
Oh, I thought I thought we had a mystical, magic, arcane storage device.
I mean, this would be about the size of a scroll case, which is about like half a foot long.
Okay, so it's
and
safe.
A bag
Yeah.
of holding.
Oh shit, you're
believe-
so right.
Did
can
you
look up a
actually
bag of
make?
holding.
I didn't make one, but I
Megabag?
think someone bought one at some point.
Yeah, Darren has one.
I'm holding on to this.
Yeah, like
No question.
you
This
put
is
it in
not
your
leaving my
bag of holding.
side until we get back to Dwarf Towns.
Yeah, Darren
Okay,
has.
so
the
we'll
bag
put it
of
in one of
holding.
those cases and put it in the bag of holding, so it's all secure and safe now.
Good.
Okay.
Don't want the hat.
No, the hat's lovely. This is an extremely delicate and unimaginably important artifact. So I just want to be as careful as we possibly can be.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there's like tons of them in there, and I just yoink out like the fucking Silmarillion equivalent. I just be like, yeah, this is great.
I mean, you do look up like there's a variety of like culturally
It's some kind of
insignificant-
incredibly culturally important thing to the Fae, and I just fucking yoink it out like a bag of Lay's chips.
The arms of the Venus de Milo.
Like
Yeah.
this place is essentially the British Museum archives. It's bad.
Yep.
It's bad in here.
I was not trying to be
Marcus, I need
subtle
to
with
tell
my
you, but I
World
think
War
your- I
One.
think your workplace has gone dramatically down in my esteem.
I mean, you do realize they put a fucking hole in the gut of the guy who made this place, right?
I mean, they could have maybe aimed a bit sooner.
He was my friend for a while, but even I knew.
Friends with the guy who took this?
Look, there's a lot of complicated history there, but end of, he's an asshole for many reasons.
Do you want to go into the complicated history?
Not tonight. Good God.
Not
Yeah,
tonight, no.
Yeah, until the
Okay.
morning.
Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
I,
you
Prod.
over.
I definitely need to read this as well.
So, you
Hey,
rolled
boo.
a 3. Okay.
Sorry.
So,
My cat.
let's see what you find.
Can I also just be looking for information on my parents as well? My parents as well.
I mean, you're in the
Or can I
archives. You're not
only
going to
look-
find much in here, I will
You
say.
found your
Oh.
great-grandfather's cane.
I'm going to roll a d12.
You had snacks.
I have rolled a 1.
Is that a good one?
Well, you said you wanted to find a cursed artifact, correct?
Yeah.
More cursed than a D1. Not
Blessed.
rather.
So,
Blessed artifact?
you
He was
look
going for a blessed artifact, but it will end up being cursed.
You look through the archives, and eventually you come across a belt sitting on a shelf that has a little red triangle next to it, and the plaque descriptor on it says Belt of Infinite Protection. Do not touch.
God, it's a chastity belt, I know it. I know
I don't think
it.
Frog needs.
Alfie knows
That would-
it.
that would cause so much
It's
turmoil,
staring
though.
daggers at you when you bring this fucking thing up.
Here's the
Prod,
thing.
don't.
Like,
Prod,
I don't
wanna know the
if
thing.
you've noticed or not, but Prod doesn't really have sex that often. Prod's
More
not-
than anybody else in the party.
He likes to
Casual,
joke
no
about it.
less.
Yeah. Alright. Touches it.
Okay.
What do you
Roll me a-
expect?
Roll me a wisdom saving throw to pick it up.
If you knew what it was, you can definitely say that you would not be you would not be invested in picking it up, which means you would bypass security.
Like, I think he's just curious what it is more than wanting it. He's just like, it says do not touch.
Okay.
Poke. You know what I mean?
Okay, you're curious about it. Okay, roll me with advantage.
Okay. Advantage, wisdom save. Advantage, wisdom save. I've been rolling like ass all day. 15!
15. Okay. You go to pick it up, and your hand touches it. Pick it up. You are holding the Belt of Infinite Protection.
Clip it on.
Okay. It requires attunement.
Punch it. Okay. I punch it.
You
anything
punch
have
yourself.
tuning?
It kind of hurts.
Oh. Yeah. He's like, oh, it's a cool belt, I guess.
Okay, you are
Walks
wearing
off.
the Belt
Will
of
attune
Infinite.
to it, but isn't like actively like, but is
Yeah,
like
no,
attuning to it from just
Nothing's gonna happen for at least an hour.
Yeah.
Yep.
Infinite protection.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
Yeah.
Oh my god, will I never be able to have kids? I wasn't able to have kids anyway.
Oh God.
How did our brains just go down the same route there?
Yeah. Prod's gonna have a good time.
I mean, it's either like the world's greatest ever imaginable condom or a chastity belt. One of the two.
That's okay. Prod has hands.
No one is expecting an infinite AC advantage.
Yeah.
No.
I am in exchange for permanent chastity.
Okay. Right. You have all acquired varying items. Where would you like to go from here?
Probably back to next for me. You know what I mean. I can English tonight. Back to where we came from.
Yeah, Necroneer. We need to see how the dust is settling.
I mean,
Was
The
it
librarian-
This librarian. There's somebody else, somewhere else to go here.
There is quite a few places to go. We've got to get to the security room eventually.
Oh,
but
yeah.
if we want to go check on Necronair first, this would be pretty hard to get back to. The portal's
security
gone, I'm fairly
first.
certain.
Right.
Security first, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Deal with security, and then we could go see what's going on with Necronair. God,
Okay.
it's been a day.
Where to next, Darkus?
We are probably wanting to go to the observatory. And I'm going to say that the reason we're going is going to be revealed next session because it is almost
Yes.
11 p.m. and we should probably end off here.
We
Lydia's
are...
dying. That's all my
Yes.
bit.
Yes, we are getting close to the end of the session. So what I will say is, the five of you set off down the corridors to the observatory, and Prod will find out what the Belt of Infinite Protection does next session. Yeah.
Nothing can go wrong.
Right. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for joining us this evening. I hope you all had fun. I certainly did. I will be writing up the various items that you have grabbed. If you could remind me of the names of the items I gave you, just in case I didn't write them down, because you guys know what my brain's like. For now, though, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for joining us for today. It has been most fun. We are going to go and raid a Cassandra Haswell, who is currently playing Only Cans. First date.
Oh, God.
Thank you all very much for joining us this
Only
evening, everyone.
Cans.
Have a very good evening and a very good night. And we shall see you all next time for some more Shadows of Sorcery. Goodbye, everybody.
Help. Goodbye.